In this video, I'm going to go over some advanced concepts regarding enums. In the past, we talked about how enums have different cases assigned to them, and you can only take one of the case values assigned or offered. Interestingly enough, enums can also contain calculated variables, like this one right here, message. So if you remember our earlier video about a calculated variable, then you're good, but if you don't remember, then please review that video before continuing, because I'm going to assume you know all the concepts from that video. Okay, so here is our variable, and in here are the calculations performed to determine what the variable is going to be, and it's going to be a string variable. So this actually has a switch statement, and depending on which of these three cases is assigned to our instance, it will determine which of these three results will be assigned to the message variable over here for that instance. So down here is the instance we have created. It is called breakfast, and we are assigning it the value bagel, which is from the breakfast choice enum up here. Now once it becomes assigned with the bagel value, the calculated variable automatically indicates that this is the option, this is going to be assigned to our message variable up here. So that means as soon as we refer to the instance name and refer to the message property, we're going to see that we get the message, let's eat a bagel. And as you'll see right there, that is in fact what we see. Pay close attention also with the variable that we're checking for. Instead of just putting some random variable like x or food or something like that, you put the term self. That basically says that we're talking about, or we're referring to ourself. We're referring to the instance that is originally calling this property. That's what this self refers to, is it's referring to this instance right here. Let's scroll down for a second example, which strongly builds on what we already went over right here. So if you don't understand something, don't continue this video. Go back, rewatch it, or perform your own studying, and don't continue unless you understand all of this content that I just talked about. Down here we have another enum with 3 medals for winning some kind of competition: gold, silver, and bronze. As you can see, we also have down here a calculated variable. We have a variable called rank, and if you won the gold, you get a 3. Silver is a 2, and bronze is a 1. So higher, middle, lower. Down here we have a function within this enum, which is very interesting. You can actually put a function inside an enum, and the function is called beats. And what it does is it compares 2 metals to see which one is higher or lower. We had an earlier video that very closely reflects what we're going to be doing here. When we were learning about struct methods, that's essentially what we're doing here. Is this is acting the same exact way as a struct method, but in this case it's inside an enum. So we have 2 instances. We have metal 1 and metal 2. Metal 1 is gold and metal 2 is silver. The calculated variable here works the exact same way as it does up here with our breakfast enum. The calculated variable performs a little switch statement on itself, and depending on which of these 3 cases is currently used in the instance here or the instance here, it will determine which number value to return. So in this particular case, if we were to do metal 1 dot rank, we would get the result of 3, because 3 is associated with the gold medal right here. So down here we have our 2 instances created, and just the same exact way we did in the past where we had a struct method, we invoke the method based on one of our instances, like metal 1, and then we pass our second instance into our method via the parameters argument right here. So ultimately what happens is the rank variable, which is this thing right here, the rank variable is right here it's assigned based on the rank that's given to metal 1. Whereas metal 2, we're going to actually pass the metal to enum. The entire instance right here, this instance of the enum gets passed into the parameter over here, gets passed in and assigned to the value or to the variable m2. And so over here, m2 dot rank refers to the rank property of the metal 2 instance. Hopefully that kind of makes sense, but that's what's going on. I'll say this again. This one right here, rank, this refers to the rank property of metal 1. And the second rank associated with m2, that's retrieved from the parameter right here. And we passed in the enum instance, metal 2, into the parameter. And again, that's what becomes this thing right here. This is, m2 is equivalent to this metal 2 out here. And so we get the rank of m2, and that rank is going to be this right here, because m2 is silver. So silver right here, associated value is the number 2, whereas gold, which is what this is, the assigned value is 3. So this is going to be 3 right here, and this is going to be 2. So in this comparison statement, you have 3 is greater than 2. That's what we're getting. And that's why we have the result over here as being true, because 3 is in fact greater than 2. And I want to point one more thing out. This is something you have to do for enums, is you need to put the self-identifier right here, just like we did up over here. We also need to put the self-identifier in here to indicate that we're referring to this instance right here. Self here, self refers to that. It refers to what is actually calling, or what the method is being called on, which in this case, the method is being called on the instance metal 1. So I know this was a huge mouthful, and if you don't understand anything, let me know. But hopefully this does make sense. Again, if you need to watch it again, please do as many times as you want. But this is some advanced information regarding how to use enums and how sometimes an enum can be rather similar to a struct. They're not identical, but they are quite similar. So thank you for watching, and as always, I hope that you found this video to be informative.